Scotchmans Creek track. Okay.
Dave, are we going to rate Lucy in on the plank when we get close to camp?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I don't know if it's worth the grief or I don't know what she'll do to me.
Fair call, fair call.
Yeah, but now you have to tell me.
I was going to get Darren to tow me into camp and say I've done a fuel pump.
You've done a what?
I've ruined the fuel pump in the car. That's what happened last time with that big recovery that Darren had to do to me.
Yeah, let's do that.
He said I might have to sleep outside or she might drown me tonight, I don't know.
So,
I told him we could make a swag available, Lucy.
yeah, you three would all fit in one.
I think we'd be the only ones laughing somehow. Yeah, me too, but...
Right. Anyway. Dave.
Fresh cow, Pat there, just watch it out.
Dave had a 200 series and he had a big fuel pump issue, and there was a massive recovery bringing him out from the back end of Lacola somewhere. Lots of towing up tracks, down tracks, all the things. Now he's got a Y62 there in front. So I'm not on my own. I've got 3 cars in front of me from the club. What did I say this was? Scotchmans Creek track. And this links, partly anyway, links the Buckland Valley up with the Dandongadale. Dandongadale. Somewhere over that way. Did Goldie Spur this morning, that's awesome. Great track. So now we're trying this one. Nothing marked on rooftops with this one, so we're not really sure what to expect. What does HEMA have this track marked as, Darren?
It's graded over E for easy.
E for easy. So hopefully this will be nothing crazy. But coming down the other side into the valley, you've got 2 choices. You've got what's it called? I want to say Buggery Range track. That on HEMA is marked as Black Diamond. People who we have back at camp have said that it was nothing difficult. You know, some of these maps are out of date. The other one is Camp Flat Track. I can't see it on my map, it's too zoomed in. That one also is marked as Black Diamond, which again we've been told is not that difficult, but there's a section.
Well, we know we've got a big valley in between us where we've got to get to, so we should have some fun coming.
That is difficult in the middle, as in steep and rocky. That's on that Camp Flat Track, kind of in between Black Range and where the Buggery track comes off. There's a little section. That's the section we've been told is a little bit sketchy. So we'll see what happens. Really, we're camping over near Lake Buffalo on some private property. The 3 cars in front of me just went into town to get some fuel after we'd got to Goldie at the end of Goldie Spur, and I went to Camp Flat. And if you come into the Buckland Valley, that's one of my picks. Like, if I had to camp down here again, I've camped here at Young's and I've filmed obviously, so Camp Flat is on the channel. That would be my pick of where to go, because you have to ford the river to get in. Don't get me wrong, there was a Toyota Camry in there. So if you're prepared to drive your car through water, which in the summer is not that deep, in the winter definitely, you know, you wouldn't be I'd like to think you wouldn't be stupid enough to drive your Camry through there, sucking up all that water. It's got a beautiful crystal clear river running around the edge. I've just had a fish while they were in town, didn't catch anything, but apparently there are fish in there. Tons of frogs, tons of tadpoles. I haven't been further down than Shippens, so I don't know what's further down there. There might be some awesome spots, but that would be the one
Going straight at that junction.
that I would come and stay at, especially if I had kids. Because the river, I mean, I did get up to just be on my knees at one stage, but that was how deep it was, and we're in the summer. Obviously you can probably add maybe, what was it, in winter, maybe another 30 centimetres onto that through the winter, obviously depending on rainfall. Woo! There we go. Thanks Dave, I did see you.
No worries.
That is a dead end track, that's Nelson's Creek track. Charlie passed the Nelson's Creek track. Probably a little camp spot.
Thanks, Charlie.
By the looks of it. A little bit more rocky now. Bags of grip so far. A few potholes. But just a normal, easy drive so far. Trying not to catch the people up in front because it's super dusty. I'm off to Tasmania shortly for a week, which is probably not long enough, but that's where I'm going. So I've been thinking this weekend, watching all the dust that's getting sucked into my airbox and into my in-cab filter. I'm like, right, and the car needs a service. I think before Tasmania we'll get a service in. And I'm just going to go straight into my normal place and say, you may as well order an air filter. All the air filters straight away. There's so much dust. It gets to the point where you can't even see the road in front of you, so I'm hanging back from them. In front of us we have got Darren, who's leading. That was Tiff you've just seen. I don't know if you can see that far. Darren in his Y62, we've got Tiff in
Oncoming car. There's two of them.
Two cars. Copy that. Tiff, what are you driving? Is it a Mazda BT50?
Yes, it is. Just let these cars pass.
There's just the two of them here. Keep coming, guys.
Copy.
Roger.
Yeah, so Tiffany and Ben in the BT50, and then we got David in another Y62, and obviously me in my Prado. I do have my tyres down, about 22, 23. Cool, thank you. Helps to say it's a BT50 rather than Ben and Tiff are in a silver car. I do have stopping there. Ooh. Thank you. I'm the last one.
What's the BT stand for?
did say that, and I've let the tyre pressures down. I have a lift. I have all terrains on. They're not in particularly good condition, but they're surviving. One actually, my driver's rear, has a nail in it. But I'm getting them changed on Thursday, so yeah, we're just seeing how we go with that one. I'm all alone. Kids are at their dad's this weekend. They wouldn't have loved all this driving. We drove for 8 hours yesterday from over Fry's Flat. We drove all the way to Lake Buffalo on tracks.
We're going oncoming. He's pulled over.
So that was a mammoth drive, 8 hours. We were just, when we got to camp, luckily because we're on private land, we pretty were sure we'd have a spot. It was...
Yeah, he's staying put, keep coming on.
Copy that. Even though it's private land, the landowner, Graham, thank you very much, obviously lets a few people go on his place because it was tough to find a spot.
There'll be another fan you watch.
Thank you, I'm the last one.
Thank you.
Bye. They were not a fan, but they did look at the sticker.
I belong in the bush, so I don't know who you are.
So that's because I've put stickers on the car. They went on Thursday after work. And so now, if anyone sees me, if they're in any doubt, oh, is that the Wandering Newbie? Now they know. Little creek crossing. Very cute. Where are we? We're about halfway along this track. Nothing sketchy so far. Nice switchback, but the road's in real good condition at the moment. You know, you could pull something along here if you needed to. Small. Not going to say pull a massive caravan, that's on you if you do that. Like, I think most kind of camper trailers are pretty robust at tracks, so I'm just going to slow down a bit. Got another couple of switchbacks coming up. And this one looks quite tight, so that will be interesting for those people who are worried about size. Anyway, getting back to the fishing, we have a fishing trophy that I made with our 4-wheel drive club, just to try and encourage people, because I'm somebody who gets to camp, and if we get in too early, you know, I get a bit twitchy. I always need to be doing something, and I like to fish. I'm not very good at it. I try my best, and I wanted to try and encourage more people in the club when we get into camp to come and have a fish, really. So I introduced the fishing competition.
We've got an oncoming car.
Copy. Oh, this switchback is tight.
I think that car's...
Oof. That's a tight switchback because there's a tree on the corner and it's pretty steep incline on that switchback. So yeah, I'm not sure, having never pulled.
Okay guys, they're going to park here, just sort of keep coming up and get past.
Cool. Copy. Where's I get that big? Anyway, so I was doing really well. I made it last year and I was in the lead, and then Frank went on the Simpson Desert trip and in one day caught more fish than I'd caught in a whole year. But he had like a captive pond of fish, but it still counted. He was on a club trip, all of those things. Thank you. I am the last one.
I just said to them, you better pull aside, we've got
between the bush coming.
Well, what was really nice is the guy at the front, I stopped and said I'm the last one, and like his wife or partner who was in the car, she saw that I was a female driver and she was like, woohoo, go lady! That was nice.
I wonder what I was then, Luke.
No, you've got Ben in the car, it doesn't count.
Who was Ben?
Yeah, so Frank beat me in the fishing trophy.
Ben.
And this year I've been doing really well. I was top of the leaderboard again, but we had a few more people who'd caught some fish, so that was good. And then Chris, who's one of the members obviously, came on the Brown Science tour that I did with the club. And in one weekend he caught 12 fish, and I've only caught 6 this year, and he's caught 12 now. And so I've got until the end of the financial year, which isn't really that far away in terms of how quickly I managed to catch fish, to catch another 7 fish. Anyway, I don't think I'll manage it. I need a miracle. But my plan is, we drove past Abbey Yard yesterday and they look like there's some awesome fishing holes in there. So I'm going to go film that.
Good little climb there, but just a little rock flake there.
This is kind of steep. This is fun. Like, you know, if you brought a beginner on here, I'm not sure that they would
You should be able to bounce over it, alright?
necessarily say that this was easy for them.
Alright.
Like, it is easy, but it's pretty steep. Can imagine this would be interesting in the wet, because it's got loose rock on the top, but I can see the little rock step. Somebody's put a speed bump, they know I'm coming. Well, there we go. Charlie over the speed bump. Yeah, so I want to win the fishing trophy back, but I appreciate that the whole reason was to get people fishing, and it's worked, so yay. And look, if I won it every year, that would be a bit boring. I got my chainsaw out and I carved like a Hawaiian fishing hook out of some oak, and then mounted it on a piece of copper. That's the fishing trophy, and it's got a plaque underneath with people's names on, so Frank's name is on it. Anyway, that was an enjoyable little climb there. Not that it's over, but woo! That was a deep whoopsie. Some rain clouds over there. We don't want any rain because my tyres are so terrible. Hopefully it stays away. I will have to get out periodically and give the GoPro a bit of a wipe, because as you can see, even though I'm hanging back, it's still dusty. We'll see if I get to the end of the track before doing it. Not much of a view. The valleys on either side are pretty high. Go. It's a bit rock steppy. That would be interesting in the wet. Just that little patch right there. That's the type of thing that, you know, if your tyres maybe aren't quite up to being new and it gets a bit of rain on it and maybe your momentum's not quite right, that's the kind of bit that you'll get stuck on. It doesn't look like anything, but if it's wet, it changes everything. It's a nice little track. Enjoying this. First bit was super easy, so it's Otherwise it's just boring.
Yeah, oncoming. I'll just talk to him.
Copy. Darren's been having trouble with his radio because he's obviously just put it in the car, and he said he changed some
Hey, yeah, come out up the hill, guys. They're going to park here.
Copy. And so yesterday I couldn't hear him, and I'm tailing Charlie, so I just make sure I give him a copy every time he gives an instruction, so he knows that I've heard it. And if he gives me a marker, like the car has pulled over, then I will also tell him that I've gone past the car, so he knows roughly how far the back end of the group is. Luckily we're a pretty small group, only 4 of us, so we're not going to be that spread out. This is rocky. At least falling off the side is not really an option. Ooh, it's a family, I think.
How you going, Lucy?
I am the last one. Yep, just past them. There we go. I think I'm in the middle of a 10-week stretch of time where I'm away.
Another oncoming, he's going to pull over us.
Where I'm away camping every 2 weeks. Every time I've got a kid-free weekend, I'm away camping. I'm kind of starting to forget what my house looks like. This looks steep. Bye, Dave. Oh, I can't remember if I said copy. There we go, I just saw him do a whoopsie. I'm in 1. That's a steep little climb, isn't it? Goodness me. I'm the last one.
Hey, no way, dude.
There we go. Charlie passed the car. It's quite fun being Charlie, gives me something to do. Like, it's fun being the leader. Don't know if I've ever been Charlie before. Where are we? Nearly at the end.
We're still going up, Lou.
A little rock bit there. Track for love nor money. There we go. This is a nice little track. This would be a good track for a beginner. Obviously under instruction. You know, push them a little bit. There's a couple of steep bits, obviously. Ones that we've done going up. If you're coming down them, they'd probably feel quite steep. Oh, I'm not sure I'd bring a beginner on this in the wet. Some of these would be a bit scary, but at least you can't pop off the side. rocky slabs every so often. You're nearly at the end. We've got about 900 metres. That's a bit exact, isn't it? Put it this way, it's not a full square on the map, so therefore it's not a kilometre. It's less than a kilometre. So I won't clean the screen, so apologies if it's starting to get a bit dusty up there. I'll do it when I get to the end. Drive with two hands.
Hey Dave, are you coming up in food? Yeah, I am, mate, yeah.
After driving Steve's manual, I'm not sure that
Just runs it, doesn't it?
I would want to
Smooth too.
drive a manual off-road. I'd quite like having the control that the automatic gives me. Really. Like I can drive a manual. I'm from the UK, that's what Brits do. No one drives an automatic in the UK. If you do, it's because you're incapable of driving a manual. So I can't drive a manual. You've seen me drive Steve's manual.
Stopped at the very top of the hill. FYI.
Yep. Copy that. Just coming up now. You've seen me drive Steve's manual and brake it. But I don't know if I could be
Getting right
could be bothered learning how to drive a manual off-road. Like, I'm not used to moving off in second, like you move off in first and go to second, do that. Like,
Wait for Charlie to get the top hill.
you can't just stop in second or drive off in second.